What are we doing, Rick?
Ami Janina.
What?
Ami Janina. Ami Janina. And Johnny. Ami Janina.
Maracho. Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reactions. It's up, Corbin.
I'm Rick.
And you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, search on Patreon, follow us to covering the bell, putting your squad. Follow us on our personal YouTube channel, links in the description.
So juicy.
Today we're reacting to, this is called...
Yes?
Radhika Apte Unblushed.
Sweet! What are we talking about?
I don't know. Read this.
This edition of Unblushed, featuring acclaimed actor Radhika Apte,
Legendary.
questions what is normal or acceptable for an Indian woman.
Everything.
What is a normal body? What is
Everything.
a acceptable decibel of laughter?
All of them.
What is girl-like behavior?
And whatever it wants.
4-minute advice that turns into an affirmation of the self. We attempt at reaching at a more real definition of beauty.
The answer to all those questions is whatever you are.
Yeah, and as for a real definition of beauty, like, I just was looking at, people actually pay attention to the way their Instagram feed appears.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like, so that when you're looking at their feed...
The aesthetic?
The aesthetic of the...
Yeah, it's quite funny.
I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of filters. I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of airbrushing. I'm not a big fan of anything that takes you out of the realm of reality or posing something that you're not.
Which is funny because he's so ugly and needs it. Anyways, I'm just kidding. He's beautiful to someone.
I'm ready.
Anyways.
I'm all for wanting to look your best and be your best and have the best. There's nothing wrong with that. But when the best becomes an identity that isn't true,
Also, did we react?
that's the worst.
Did we react to one of these with Kalki? Was it Unblushed? That
Was there an
channel?
Unblushed thing that she did?
I don't know. You let me know. But
All
here we
right.
go. I feel like a blush.
It's a lovely shot. If they used the sunlight that day for that shot, that's pretty impressive.
Do you think it's natural dust or do you think it's...
Well, I think they added the dust, but I think it could be natural light, or it's spectacular lighting.
मैं हमेशा सोचती थी अगर अपने आप को 25 साल पहले मिल पाती तो छोटी राधिका से क्या कहती? गप्पे कम, पढ़ाई ज्यादा, या फैंसी ड्रेस में सेकंड आए तो रोना मत, या फिर यू हैव नो आइडिया तुम्हारी लाइफ में क्या क्या अमेजिंग होने वाला है. नहीं, शायद बस 2 words. You're beautiful. Your eyes, they're beautiful. वो काली या झील सी नीली नहीं है जैसा स्टूपिड रोमांटिक गानों में होता है. डार्क ब्राउन है. कभी नोटिस किया है? जैसे हल्के रोस्टेड बादाम. And you're beautiful. तुम्हारे बाल बिखरे, उलझे,
Reminds me of Tapsy's
कई
hair
ज्यादा
at first.
जिद्दी. उन्हें सुलझाना मत. They make you beautiful. Your body is beautiful. वो बदलेगी, मूडी होगी, और खुल के जीने के बहुत सारे मौके देगी. उन्हें जीना. हाइट कभी छोटी नहीं होती, बस देखने वाले का पर्सपेक्टिव होता है. स्किन कलर कोई शेड कार्ड नहीं होता जिसे खुशियां चूज करके ही आती है. तुम्हारे टेढ़े मेढ़े पैर, वो डेंटिस्ट को डरा देने वाले दांत, जगा देने वाली हंसी. तो लोग कहेंगे कि तुम वेल बिहेव्ड इंडियन गर्ल नहीं हो। उन लोगों से पहले वेल बिहेव्ड की डेफिनेशन पूछना, या फिर इंडियन की या गर्ल की। थोड़ी और बड़ी हो जाओगे तो रूल्स भी बढ़ेंगे, उन्हें चुपके से तोड़ने की टाइमिंग समझना। दुनिया कहेगी ऐसे दिखो, वैसे बनो, इसे करो, वो कहो। एक बार वो भी करना जिससे डर लगे। अपनी जिंदगी के छोटे बड़े हिस्से किराए पे मत देना। ये लाइफ तुम्हारी है और सिर्फ तुम्हें इसे जीना है। So never stop believing that you are beautiful. शायद आज तुम्हें ये रियलाइज ना हो, लेकिन एक दिन कहीं पुरानी किताबों के बीच वो दिन आएगा। ये 17 साल की बदमाश लड़की को मैं यही कहूंगी। ये और 2011 में इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप जीता।
Oh, that was wonderful.
Really nice.
That was wonderful. And also needed for also needed for a lot of people, I feel, because a lot of little girls and little boys just they obviously you've never experienced anything yet, so everything is so important to you. Is your hair messy?
So big.
Is your laugh too loud? Obviously, when you get older, usually you realize those things aren't important. You usually, hopefully, realize that obviously your opinion's the only one that matters. Does it make you happy? Do you think you look beautiful? Like you are beautiful the way you are. You don't have to do anything to yourself. Obviously, you can make yourself better all the time, but that regardless of what stage you're in, you're still beautiful. Like it doesn't change. And I feel like a lot of little girls, little kids need to hear that because everything is so different when you're younger.
It is.
You think everything's the end of the world.
Well, when you're really little, you don't pay attention to those things.
Yeah,
thankfully, it's a wonderful place to be in, of oblivious ignorance, and then you reach a place where you begin to recognize those things and what you want, understandably, because you see the adults or the authority figures, and so you recognize that you can't usurp that authority yet, and you just want acceptance. But then you want your individuality. So there's this war that goes on typically in the teens where you want your individuality celebrated, yet at the same time you have not yet accepted yourself.
Yeah.
So you want the acceptance and you also want the individuality. And then add to that the pressure you feel, not just from peers, but the reason that you have so many things pressuring you is because you have a lot of people who want to make money off your insecurities.
Yeah.
And so they're going to heighten those things and say, if you don't look like this, if you don't wear this, if you don't have this, you're less than. Buy this, you'll be enough. And it's not. And the whole, body shaming, skin shaming, race shaming, gender shaming, sexual preference shaming is all based out of ignorance and fear and bigotry.
I love what she said. And ask what the definition of being beautiful is, what the definition of being a woman, being a girl, and what gender is. The people that try to set out these rules for you to control your life are wrong. You are in control of your life. And literally don't let anybody ever tell you how to live your life.
Yeah.
Ever.
The height thing and the weight thing.
It's such things that people...
I was talking to Indrani this morning about, I don't remember what the subject was about, but I said, and I've said this many times, I said, if people just lived by these 3 words, it would eliminate so many problems.
Yeah.
Design reveals purpose. So if you're 5 feet tall, so you weren't supposed to be a center in the NBA. What were you designed to be at that height, And if you're 6'11", that doesn't necessarily mean you're supposed to be a center in the NBA.
Yeah.
But did it ever occur to you that you're 6'11" because your significant other is attracted to tall people, or
she's 5 foot?
Yeah,
he's 5 foot.
Exactly. And it's just maybe you're the body type you are, not because that you don't exercise or you eat improperly, but because you're just genetically predisposed to being a big person. And there's something absolutely beautiful with somebody being in complete acceptance of the fact that I am who I am and I love the way that I am.
Yeah. And if you shame anybody for anything like that, go fuck yourself. You're a terrible person.
It's awful.
That's all I have to say about that.
It's awful.
I'm very blunt with my words.
There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Other than just being a mean, awful person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you, Radhika.
Yeah.
Just come on the channel.
We would love
Please.
to talk with you.
Like-
we would love to talk with you.
Also, we need to watch so much more of hers. What should be the next of her? She's
Please.
actually, let us know how this one is. It's the first one that comes to mind. And I know she's done a bunch that we haven't seen yet. But I know there's ghoul phobia and all those. But forgive me, I'm mispronouncing the name. Maja the Mountain Man? It was very early
Wait a
on.
minute. That's Nawaz.
That's Nawaz.
And Radhika's in that as
Radhika.
well? Oh, we need to jump all over that.
Yeah.
We've been a long time since we've seen
We
Nawaz.
watched that very early on.
We did. Very early. The first few months of the channel was Manja the Mountain Man.
But
Somebody right now is going, yeah, freaking, I've been telling you about this movie for years.
it looked interesting to us when we
Yeah,
first saw
I wanna
it. But there's a bunch of Nawaz films that we haven't
There's a
seen.
lot of Indian, guess what? There's a lot of Indian films
But
we want to see.
How, like, 'cause Irfan and Taboo work together a lot. Nawaz and
Radhika,
Radhika, they've worked together a ton.
I think so.
Obviously, I'm sure they have mutual appreciation for the other's art,
Sure.
which is why they're like, yes, I want to work with him again. I want to work with her again because obviously they're both brilliant artists.
Yeah.
But they've worked together a ton.
Quite a bit, yeah.
And not just in romantic
I didn't realize
relationships,
Manja
but-
the Mountain
Yeah,
Man had
apparently
her-
I didn't until I was told the other day after we watched Parch. I went in and I don't remember in the trailer, but I'm sure she was. But we were so new to the channel, we obviously didn't know who Radhika was at that time.
But are there any fat people in that movie?
I hope.
I hope not. I don't like to watch fat people.
Gross. Just kidding.
Get the point? Get the joke?
Go fuck
You get...
Look,